And on to our last story here, man. We had some news break in the early of the last week range of news. The PlayStation is also throwing their hat in the ring in terms of a full handheld console project development, whatever you want to call it, man. They're in the early stages of developing a portable console. So they've gotten a lot of feedback from the PS Portal, and that seems to be a lot of their indication that sources have reported is behind them saying, hey, let's go full bore into making a full PlayStation handheld and bringing them back. How do you feel?
I think it's a no-brainer. I remember my girlfriend fucking absolutely loves her PSP. And I think it was a great console. I think Sony truly just kind of needs to start taking a little bit more risk. I understand that they are the industry leader in this space, but I also don't think that if they want to stay that way, I don't think they take enough risks. And the reason I say this is because of things like the Shield. Honestly, the Shield to me doesn't really feel like a risk. It feels stupid. I don't know why they decided to do that. That shit, it was dumb as fuck to begin with. And it's such an ugly ass fucking console. But something like a handheld just makes sense. You guys have the lead. You guys have a lot of money, a lot of technology, a lot of resources. Yeah, the bullshit with the two controllers on the side. The fake switch.
Yeah, the portal.
Yeah, I hated that shit. I hated that shit so much because it just felt like a waste of money, time, and resources where you guys could have had a head start on creating an actual fucking handheld system. Like look how many systems we now have because of like Asus and Logitech. Like, there's so many
Asus ROGs.
Exactly.
Again, the Logitech like G somethings, like there's a bunch of them, man.
And they could have already had all this shit ready to go, but instead we got PlayStation, whatever the fuck that shit, the PlayStation slab. Like this shit it just felt like they just don't take enough risks, and maybe it's just because they are straight up winning, and I understand that. But how's about we actually strategize for the future? You're not always going to be in the lead. It's just not going to happen because Xbox is hungry. They've been trying to like buy every fucking company ever created. And at some point I felt like they would have done it. But so like what happens when that happens? You know, like I just want them to actually try just a little bit harder, you know? Not trying to say, yo, get off your ass, Sony, but you know, let's not take this shit for granted.
Yeah, nah, I understand. And 100%, they dropped this portal because they thought, you know what, this will be enough for them. This should be enough. And I think this was like, it was I'd say half measure. It wasn't a full on. It was their half measure to test the market and see, okay, do people still want handhelds? And if people aren't really doing much, we could just stop right here. Cool, that'd be nice. Like it's cheap manufacturing. We'll just like, you know what I'm saying, add this on. You got to stream the game. So they're just doing, again, PlayStation Now with an extra piece of hardware, which isn't that tough to develop for their end. And they'll gauge the market. They'll see what it is. And again, we said this on the podcast again. Like we're like, yo, bro, this is 100% like a fishing tactic to see if people will bite on a full handheld again. Like, are they actually gonna do it? And with the market being the market, I think they were gonna get moved to this conclusion regardless if they drop this or not. Personally, because Nintendo was ramping up, and then the Steam Deck I think is what really ramped up and perked people's ears up to like, oh shit, people really want like alternative handheld stuff outside of Nintendo again. Oh shit, we gotta move. Like, and then now that's causing everybody to move. We talked about Xbox a couple episodes ago. We're talking about PlayStation Now. Like it's just the eventual race that was going to happen. Now, again, when I absolutely 100% echo everything you're saying, and on top of that, I'm not saying it's arrogance. Maybe it's arrogance. Maybe it's just like the confident standpoint of saying, yo, we're PlayStation. Everything we're gonna put is probably gonna drop units, and they've had this mentality consistently throughout the history, and marginally higher or lower levels depending on where they were at. But I will say this: they won't be first place in this race unless they come correct. That is 100% a fact. I agree with you all the way there. If they do not come correct in supporting this thing, they have a very, very solid problem that is honestly finally started to get curbed with the PSVR 2. Like, there's finally some headway on this. Like, again, like they're just coming out on the other side of like, damn, we're actually supporting our external, like, additional hardware and additional platforms and stuff. But they need to come correct. The services need to be on point with this. The hardware needs to be on point and a solid competitor to what's being offered around, and the games have to be fully supportive of this platform. I'm talking about if you need to do platform exclusive things and have, like, again, heavy incentives to get this device, you need to put it on there. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now, Xbox is trying to play everywhere. They might have some shit on your storefront for no reason, at some point, bro. They're trying to be available everywhere. So there's gonna be, I would say honestly, it would not be far-fetched to say, yo, Xbox Game Pass stuff will be available on Logitech stuff, on Steam Deck stuff, on, again, maybe even Nintendo stuff. Probably not, but like, they're gonna try to have their stuff available in as many places as possible, and they're in the handheld market. So if you don't have enough to support yourself and have enough IP weight to say, yo, listen, it don't matter what they talking about, we have enough weight here to say, yo, we're offering this more than anybody else. We're offering these things that anybody else can't give. Come this way, come to PlayStation, and we got the handheld for you. If they don't step correct in support, especially on the games front, they're fighting for like 3rd or 4th place, because the next handheld war is going to be Nintendo's, Steam Decks, and Xboxes to win at this stage. If they don't come correct, I see those 3 people jumping ahead of them. Personally, if they don't provide the proper support, they can easily jump to top 2 and top 1 and fight with Nintendo. But it's just the track record that they've had with consistent support. I'm looking at you, PS Vita. I'm looking at you with that track record. I'm wondering, will they change it? Because they have to change it if they want to be a viable competitor in this oncoming handheld war or frenzy or fracas, whatever you want to call it. This oncoming wave of new handheld devices, they have to come correct, or else they will be left aside.
Yeah, like there's no two ways about it. Like, I'm sorry, but PlayStation, it's time to actually do your job. I know, but like, you can't keep dropping fucking fake switches. You can't just keep like doing fake services. Like, if you want to compete on the service front, you're gonna have to actually start upgrading the services you provide. Like, there's just, you're gonna get left behind. And honestly, again, it doesn't matter to me. I have a PC. If PlayStation stopped being the place to play single player games, I'd buy an Xbox next generation. It's just really, like, I have no fucking
allegiance.
I have no allegiance. Truly, I'm too old for that shit. But it would suck to watch it. It would just look so stupid to just watch you guys fumble this, like this generational lead on your competitor because of just, I don't even know. Truly, like,
blind
again,
arrogance.
Like, even when Fortnite was trying to be cross-plat and you guys were really
blocking it,
blocking that shit. That shit will never not be. That shit will never not sit right with me, because I literally till this day think about it and be like, they really thought that they had the juice so fucking strong that people were just gonna be okay with this. And honestly, off of just that shit right there, just off of that little moment right there, I kind of wish y'all did fucking fumble, because it's ridiculous. Like, you guys, I don't know where you guys got this ego. Again, y'all probably one of the best to ever do it. I'm not even gonna sit here in front. Like, there could be an argument there, but man,
everything changes, bro. Everything changes, man. The easy part is getting that status. The hard part is keeping it. And hubris and complacency will not let you keep it.